Hi, Latasia. Thanks for meeting with me. You remember me from the group class. I'm Marie. I'm glad we were able to sit down for a little while today. I'm glad to see that you have your notes from our last session handy. What we're going to do today is kind of do a check-in and take about 15-20 minutes to see how things have been going. Kind of touch on that homework that we had assigned. I know you had that birthday party coming up with your son, and that you had planned to kind of do a rehearsal of how that was going to work out. And I think that was an excellent idea for a homework task, was to decide to kind of practice that before you actually have the big birthday party. But before we get started, I first want to ask, how do you think things have been going? Are there things that you want to make sure that we cover or talk about before we finish up today, or?
No, I think I'm good.
You think you're good? Okay, well then we'll just kind of go over how the kind of attempt at the pre-planning routine went for you. So I know you had, I have in my notes here that you had the birthday party and you had planned to kind of try that out. Why don't you go ahead and kind of tell me how things went with your attempt?
It went good.
Okay. What steps did you take? Did you review beforehand what the expectations were?
We reviewed over, like, we went over his rules.
Okay.
What was expected, which some of them were to share with others, be kind, use your nice voice, and keep your hands to yourself.
Okay, okay, very good. And how did he do overall with that?
Oh, he did good.
Did he? Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were there any moments where you felt you had to do redirection?
Yeah, I had to redirect a couple times about keeping his hands to himself. He's
Okay.
a pretty touchy, hands-on kid.
Hands-on kid. Right on. Right on. So how did you handle that? Did you have to go into timeouts, or?
We just removed him from the situation.
Okay.
Just kind of like a little break, and then introduced him back into it.
Good, 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 good. I'm glad to see that you were able to kind of positively work through that. It's really difficult sometimes when you know you're headed into like kind of a high anxiety situation like that to keep your calm. Sometimes you walk in anxious before anything even happens. So I'm really glad that you were able to maintain your cool and keep things positive for him as well. So good. I'm very glad that things worked out well. What are two things that you felt you really did well at in managing that situation? What were your two strengths there?
Enforcing the rules that I told him about before.
Good, good, good.
That's about it.
Okay, so, well, I think there's more strengths there than you're willing to see. I noted that right from the get-go you said that you remembered to review the rules with him before you got started. That's definitely a huge strength. If you could change one thing about your practice run, what do you think you would have done possibly differently?
I think I got a little angry at one point that he wasn't doing what he needed to, and I kind of snapped at him.
Okay.
So the next time I will work on that.
Okay, okay. And it's good that you are able to recognize that that's something that you can make personal improvements on. Because if you remember back to the beginning sessions, we also asked that the parents set goals for themselves. And if I recall correctly, kind of controlling your temper was one of yours. So it's very good that you're able to identify when it's getting out of hand. And I'm really proud of you for that. So obviously the next step is going to be the birthday party is next week, right?
Yes. So
this gives us another opportunity to kind of practice putting this routine into place. It's going to be a little bit more of a real world situation. There's obviously going to be more children around. How do you think you can best prepare for that?
Maybe just throughout the day remind them of the rules and the positive and negative consequences.
Okay.
That'll happen if he follows or doesn't follow them.
Very good, very good. And how do you think you might be able to maybe better prepare him so that you're not setting him up for failure from the get-go?
Maybe do another run through.
Okay, good, 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 very good. Other ideas might be make sure that, you know, he's well rested, things like that. Remember we talked about how important?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so overall I think you're doing very, very well. I would like to maybe schedule with you again next week after the party so that we can kind of review this again. You know, I'm always available for kind of additional consults if you need to. Give me a call in between and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, definitely within 24 hours. So if you feel like you do that practice run, you hit a hiccup, feel free to reach out. That's what we're here for, is kind of to help troubleshoot at this point.
Okay.
Okay. I think if we can maybe meet, the party's what, on Saturday?
Yes.
So maybe if we can meet Monday or Tuesday, does that work for you?
Monday would be best.
Perfect. So then we will go ahead and meet on Monday. I think that overall you're making great progress, and I think that we're doing really well here. All right?
Yep.
So that's the end of competency 2. I felt like maybe I rushed myself a little bit, but I also felt like I made sure that I gave Mom positive praise and feedback, and I would have liked to have prompted less, but I felt like the prompts I did give were able to give Mom the opportunity to go, oh yeah, there was that other thing, you're right. So, yeah, that's the end of competency 2. Thank you.